Hey class, so I wanted to take a moment and just share with you some of the work that has been turned in on time, and I wanted to go over some of the sketches that were very successful and what I'm looking for. So for this week, I'm just going to discuss some of the sketches that were turned in. So this is by Maria, and her recipe is vegan chocolate chip muffins. And I think she did a good job with how she interpreted this assignment. So we kept the sketches in pencil form, which is great. Um, this looks like her denotative format right here. So very simple, straightforward. We're keeping the letter forms big and bold, the ones that we want to keep in bold. We're blocking out the text that is the body text. So that's good. That's good enough for me. I can easily read it and tell that this is a denotative sketch and you're going to be stacking your type in a specific way with bold titles like so. Then we go to her next sketch where we start to break up the word muffin. You want to be careful a little bit when you start to get into areas like this. I like how you're breaking up the word muffin. You just want to make sure you add that structure that you have here, so you're using the height of your letter form to maintain the structure of your body copy, so that's good. Same thing over here, just make sure you have that structure in mind. And then we go more into more detail here where we see more stacking and layering. Um, and then we also see another version right here where we start to look at some kind of format that has some bold text and some outline text. I just want to make sure that we still maintain that, yes, this is a denotative format, but we still also want to bring in the idea that this is a recipe for chocolate chip vegan muffins, okay? You still want to add that little bit of denotation in there, just slightly, ever so slightly. So if there's some layering going on in those chocolate chip muffins, then this is good. This is what we want to look for in the sketch for the denotative, right? So this is good. This is a really good step forward. I would say you can go with either one of them. This would be your weakest one right here because I'm starting to see some connotation going on. But I like this one right here. I think either of those also could work, so it's really up to you. Then we go into the connotative version right here. So we're pretty much going into a more illustrative direction. So it looks like we are taking the big shape M and the V right here for vegan, and we are creating what looks like a muffin shape, which is fine. You can go the illustrative route. That's fine with me. Then we see another version of this right here. I like what's going on in here where we're looking at chocolate chip muffins in a tin tray and what that looks like. So this is definitely a strong version for you. I would also say this is a strong version looking at the muffin from the top and swirling the type like so, and the bold letter forms and words right here could be like chocolate chip bits. So I like where these two are going. I think these are definitely very strong. So either one of those three work for me. I'm not sure what's going on here yet, but I think it's definitely in a weaker spot compared to the other three that you have presented. So my personal favorites are these three right here, and if I had to narrow down, it would be between these two. Now keep in mind that when we translate those sketches, we want to make sure that we maintain readability. So I think this is one of the examples that I think really followed directions for this assignment here, and I'll share a few more. I think Harold also did a good job for his sweet and savory, very layered cake and his interpretation. So what I like about his denotative sketches, they're very simple and straightforward. So we're still maintaining that this is a layered cake. So in this sketch right here, we're pretty much maintaining the layering going on by alternating between bold titles and the body copy, which is probably going to be a regular text weight, right? So I like where this is going in terms of direction, and I can see that this block of text looks like pretty much what he's doing right here with the layered cake. So there is some kind of hint as to what this recipe is going to be about. And I like where this is going too. I think it's successful that we're still maintaining the idea of layering. This can also go in a certain direction. So I think either can go in a good next step. So I still don't know what's going on here. I think there's some potential if we kind of maintain that layering going on. So we repeated this area down here, or this area we kind of repeated down here. So we still maintain that idea of layering between the different types of copy. It looks like we might be doing something with the slice of cake, but I'm still missing like how we're doing the title treatments like we are here and here. So I would say these two are definitely your strongest. And then we go to his connotative sketches. So here we're definitely maintaining more of the slices and layering going on. And here we're going more of an illustrative look and feel. Same with this guy here too. And here we seem to be rotating the text, putting it on a specific curve. So that works as well. And you can go in either direction for this particular recipe. My favorites are these two right here, and I think this one can have some kind of potential. So there are some thoughts for you to take away with. There's another example right here which I thought was great. This is Selena's, so vegetable lasagna. And I like how she kept her sketches pretty loose. So very rough and straightforward, yet I can still maintain readability. So she has her denotative right here. So we're looking at what looks like an L shape, which could be the shape of the lasagna and how that works. And just keeping things pretty structured within the shape of the L and maintaining that structure for the space that the L creates for the instructions. Very nice. This one seems pretty straightforward. You might want to do a little bit more with it, although I like where you're going with this cross between the lasagna and the veggie. So maybe do a little bit more here, see what you can do with this area, right? And I think this one can have a little bit more exploration like what you did here and here, right? So I think these two are probably your strongest for your denotation, all right? I like what's going on here for the connotation. We're seeing some layering, which we definitely know lasagna has in its recipes. So this is nice, and I think this is interesting, although it's starting to look a little bit like a piece of cake. So maybe eliminate the triangle version right here, maybe make it a little bit more square-like, just kind of like a piece of lasagna slice. And I like where this is going too, just where the wave-like structures of the recipe between the layering of the different ingredients. So this can go somewhere. I like where this is going. I just don't know in terms of the format, your layout, where it can be. I can see some of this going into some of this layout right here, so maybe combine the two together to make one, all right? Because for the next step, you're going to be picking one version, and then you're going to, one version of your sketches, and you're going to be implementing that in Adobe Illustrator, okay? So I would say these three are your strongest. I would combine this idea with this idea right here and see how we can bring more layering and connotation into this format, okay? And this one's interesting where you can start to see a shape forming. I just would like to see what you've done here into these areas right here where you have the instructions. So that can be something interesting, okay? So I just did 3 students, just critique their work very quickly, and I think where we are for this week is pretty good. I'll be doing maybe 2 or 3 more students after this video, so please look out for some more inspiration and some more assignments that I thought were very successful. For those of you who did turn in your assignments on time, and I think a good portion of the class did, I usually pick out the ones that really did follow the instructions well and just critique those. And hopefully this will help for your next set. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.